Champ Game Fuel. Level up the game.
I did not think he could do it.
We are back again, CWL Las Vegas on its way here on Friday, and I gotta know, we didn't have time to talk about this earlier, and I want to kick off with you. Talk to me about roster mania coming into this. Win, lost?
I can't say who won or lost WrestleMania just yet. I gotta watch this weekend. I feel like that question's setting me up for some tweets. But I mean, I think Optic had made a really good roster in the offseason. They pick up 2 rising stars. They look really good online. I think they're gonna be a very solid roster at this tournament, and I'm excited to watch them go.
And you know what? I am so terribly rude. Miles is joining us on the desk, and I didn't even introduce.
Hi, Miles.
That's okay. That's fine.
Welcome.
I ran across the venue to make it from the car.
Yeah, but your form was great. You were sprinting. We all watched it.
Thank you. I do a lot of running things.
Pac, I gotta know your thoughts on roster mania.
I have to agree. I think that Optic won it, and not because of their performance online. I just am big on TJ Halley. I just think he's so good, man. Everyone's talking about Dashy. He's like the up-and-coming star that everyone loves, but it's TJ, man. This guy's so aggressive. He helps Scump be a better player. He's first in, great S&D player, great player overall. They had to have won with that guy.
Absolutely, and I'm going through this right now. Miles, is there anyone who's kind of standing out to you? Anything that surprised you at all?
I'm a little surprised by the way Optic looked to begin with. I heard you guys talking about in the desk. You're like, there's a natural ebb and flow for the way a hardpoint looks, but at one point I was like, wow, Pittsburgh Knights are looking fierce. I'm kind of disappointed in the way Red played again. Early days for them, going down LG. I think they made a lot of mistakes. You talked about it, and there's a lot of mistakes in the search and destroy.
Absolutely.
But their control game is looking good. I think that's going to be. I'm making that call now. You can quote me on this one. I think the Europeans are going to have control this year. I think it's going to be their game time.
You think so?
I think Rec looked really good at it.
Vance looked phenomenal.
I think they look great at control, and I'm gonna hold that.
Are you sure about that?
I am sure.
It's a little early
that.
to be calling
I'm calling
a game
it,
type for a country.
Quote me.
All right, we do have to move over now to Bravo Map 5 Splice G2 pack. It's all tied up.
This is a map. This is something that G2 is going to have to win if they're going to be successful going forward in this year, right? I'm truly shocked they won the game 4. I really am.
I mean, to be honest, right, if you're G2 and you're playing a team like this who, on paper, they have a way more talented team, this is an optimal situation, right? You get to a game 5, search and destroy, a game mode you should be, pretty dominant at. It should be your best game mode, and you should be able to take it. So this is a situation that G2 wants to be in. It's a situation that they probably anticipated being in when they played some of the top teams, and they got to capitalize right now. This is going to say a lot about this team going forward.
I love this play from Blast. Like the thermal.
The flank, that was nice.
And the flank with thermal running through the water. Like he's Aquaman right now. He's got perfect vision underwater. He can do whatever he wants. I mean, like they have to work so hard to find him in that position, but he can see them from literally wherever he is back there in the water.
And this is why G2 is going to be a good search and destroy team, right? Plays like this, trying out things that other teams wouldn't try out, having a thermal on an ICR and swimming through the water like that. You won't see some of these top teams trying stuff like that, so it's nice to see, and we'll see if G2 is able to clutch up in this round. This is a crucial kill.
If G2 win this, if G2 managed to win this map, I'm never doubting Facento again. Self-proclaimed Mr. 235. If he does it again, man, I just don't know.
Didn't he ask you to doubt him?
Yeah, he looked me in the eyes and he said, underestimate us this weekend, Ant. Please underestimate us. I was like, I'm just going to be honest. You guys probably aren't going to win a hard point. And he's already proven me wrong. They won a hard point. Decimate's been killing it. But now's the time where you have to win, right? It means nothing if you don't win this map right here. And if they do win this map, I will say, that's going to shake this pool up a lot.
Yeah, that changes things. I'm not even surprised to see the scoreline right now. I mean, I don't see the scoreline for the first search and destroy. Presumably, Splice ran with that one. Does anyone remember that off the top of their head?
No, they were down 2-0.
Really?
They were down 2-0.
Splice?
G2 was down 2-0.
In the first search and destroy? No, you're talking about the score. The score was 6-4.
Okay, 6-4. Yeah,
6-4.
That doesn't surprise me too much. I do expect this Splice score to be super hard when it comes to search. I mean, you've got Jerd. I have so much respect for Looney as a player. I think he's incredible.
Yeah, these are 2 good search teams. Accuracy was one of the best search players last year, and a lot of people don't really give him that credit, but he had some crazy search and destroy stats. And we see it coming out once again. It's so good.
All he's got to do is
Aqua pulled it out as well.
Dude, he could hold his breath for as long as he wants and just take these shots. They can't find him unless he fires first and they can line it up. But right now they've got to deal with him. Now. They're having to commit 2 players to now take care of him in the water alone. 3 players now. That's a huge distraction.
If G2 were to lose this map, losing 2 searches in 1 series would be like, come on, what are you doing? You have to win.
They have to win it.
A search and destroy. You have to take one of them. You can't lose both. Right now, they should be able to get this round. Jerd being the last player left. It is King Jerd, though. He has done more incredible things. Going to be in a 1v3 situation.
He can't win this.
Yeah, he can't win this.
He can't win this.
Hold on, that's the king you're talking about. Hold on. Let him speak. There we go. Regicide, baby.
Absolutely. If G2 are able to take this, though, man, we'll have Optic, G2, and Splice on a situation where Splice has to beat Optic. We have a tie, and we have some crazy three-way tie. And you can't even write off the
Honestly,
Pittsburgh Knights either.
I saw them get 3-0'd, but it wasn't crazy lopsided. The Knights are pretty good. They can really change the flow of this pool.
Absolutely.
They're not just going to be the team that people run over.
I live for those moments. I live for the ties, seeing who's going to clutch up, come out of the pools. I love seeing crazy upsets. I live for those moments. It's stressful as a competitor, but now that I'm on the broadcast side of things, it's the best thing in the world. It really is.
It is comfortable up here. It is. It's great just getting to watch this with this perfect like bird's eye view. This ivory tower of a desk that we have.
I know, this desk
down.
is beautiful.
Yeah, it's the newest desk for the 2018/19.
Oh, look at the cheeky play out of Aqua right there, trying to run out of the map.
That's just a bad play in this game. That's just a bad play. He went out with no trade potential alone. His teammates were too far behind him.
It looks cool, right? But it's not really like that.
It's not a good play. It's not a good play. I know he knows that.
But he's trying to avoid the players, just watching the archway, right? That was the only reason why he would have done that.
So we have a 3v3 scenario here. It's going to be number 10. That is going to be Decimate. He does have the bomb. I think they're going to decide to go for A here. That's a 3-man spread out of Splice right now. I'm not sure if I like that. It looks like they're going to try to group together and go mid, giving up that bomb site. It might work out to their favor, though. They're deciding to go mid as well.
In this game, those solo hero plays are not, it's not the way to go. You need to be able to trade the extra health that we have in Black Ops 4. It's hard to get a kill at all if two people are around you.
G2 just played it so smart. They just juked out Splice so bad, but they're going to decide to grab all the way back towards A. I'm not sure if I agree with that. B was wide open for the plant.
Chino's going to
It might work out, though.
But Looney helps out. Now it's a 2v2.
They just ran past each other like 5 times.
You guys have noticed how fast rounds are in Black Ops 4? This is probably the longest round that we've had the whole time.
They ran past each other so much in that office area. Accuracy is going to have a huge one-on-one here coming up if Decimate elects to go into this room. Looks like he is. They're sticking together, though. I like the play out of Decimate and Faceno. That's one down. Decimate going to get taken out. And why push that when you have bomb down?
That was perfect. That could not have gone better.
They just waited for him and just killed them both in the room.
They didn't know where Splice was coming from, so they tried to take over an area of the map. Accuracy is 3 steps slower than everyone predicted, so he didn't think that the guy was going to be behind him, and he was.
Interesting round out of G2. 3-1 is going to be the lead for Splice. This lead, they're mounting a lead right now. Later in the game, specialists will come into play. They need to win rounds now.
When it comes to those hero plays, Pac, just from what we've seen already in the tournament, you can only pull off a really good hero play if you have either a perfect aim and then you're hitting a flank, or a specialist. It's the only way you can make it happen. Like, there's no other way. We haven't even seen that much, so far. The biggest I've seen from a Grav Slam was maybe a 2-piece. No one's been hitting 3s just yet. Tempest have been looking fantastic. I've seen Formal running Annihilator. He's playing as Seraph right now. He hasn't actually used it once. He picked up a single kill. He almost picked up a 3 with a single shot.
There goes the crash right there.
But we're not seeing too much huge specialist plays just yet.
Not yet. But and also in those spots, you're not gonna in a 3v3 mid round, you're not just gonna randomly use your specialist. It seems like to coordinate and use them together.
Unless you're scum. He pops attack.
Unless you're
5
scum.
in a 3v1 and makes it work.
That takes confidence to do that, man.
Crazy confidence.
So, Ann, what does G2 have to do here to kind of get back into things, you think?
They got to slow them down. Somebody's got to start taking over, right? Like, somebody has to pick it up. Probably going to have to be Blastful. Or, they're all underperforming right now in this game 5. They just need to come together as a team, pick it up right now and slow them down. Like, Looney's 6-1 at the moment. He got his crash in the 4th round of the game. They just need to string together some rounds here.
Right, and of course the bomb has been planted in 30 seconds, round 5.
And Jared's going to have his specialist probably going into either the next round or the one right after that.
Those are nice shots.
So right now it's just like getting kills, trying to pick up
jumping off. I think he's trying to jump off the map so he doesn't feed streaks.
Just use the grapple, Rick. Just jump out. He doesn't want to feed streak. Wants to get on the map, but he can't do it. He definitely doesn't want to let that bomb blow up. I'll tell you that. It's going to give him some points that you don't want to give him.
There we go. Finally makes it. It was a struggle.
He figured it out.
It was a struggle. He was running for the fields over there.
That's like the most demoralizing thing when you're just like, just jump off the map, dude.
Your teammates tell you just no confidence. You're not going to win this. Jump off the map.
You always want to go for it, though. I'll tell you that much. 4-1 is the lead for Splice right now. Specialists on their side as well.
What round is it the round where you have to stop jumping off the map? You think it's like you can't just give the 5th round?
Yeah,
4?
right now.
Right now. Right.
I even think 4 is dangerous. I think 4 is still...
you give away the rest of the game. They get streaks, no chance you come back. I understand that. But at 5.
Look at G2. None of them are even that close to their specialists, man.
They're not getting any kills.
Yeah, you can start picking up some kills here, but looks like they're going to go with a 4-man push straight to A. One guy that's going to be number 6 Faceno at B. He's got a lot of players to deal with, and they're all going to cut straight through mid. Nobody decides to go for that flank there. Faceno might get some good timing. if he tries to reflank it.
This is a classic Vicento play, by the way.
That was a good play by him. If
He loves to be the late flink.
Has he used his sensor dart yet?
I don't think so.
Because it only gives you 1 pulse now on CWL rules, so let me that. Oh, no.
That's what I was just talking about. This is late fake, the solo plays. They just don't. They just don't work. They don't work in this game. People will pick up on it and learn about it.
You just set yourself up to get bad timings. You set yourself up to be in a situation where you're fighting 2 people, 3 people.
Exactly.
It's just something that people will learn soon enough that it's not the type of play you want to make in a game like this. That might have worked last year, but I don't think it's going to work in this game. 5-1's lead for Spice. I can't see G2 coming back in this game from what we've seen.
So if I'm going into this season. I look at the G2 roster. I say they're not winning respawns. They have to be a dominant search and destroy team. It looks like they're about to lose both searches in this series. Can this team survive as a respawn team?
Vegas, baby. Who knows?
We can only say that this event, though. Like, Vegas, baby, runs out as soon as we hit the pro league. When it comes to the shortcomings of these teams. But, man, 5-1, I mean, these comebacks are possible, but G2, I don't know. As much as I've enjoyed watching Decimate, we've been catching glimpses of it from the stage, of Decimate's performance. Like, he went huge on the hard points, and he's been pivotal for them. He really has been, but it's not really working out now at 4.
I just think they're outclassed on this map right now. Like, I don't think their strats match up to the other team at all. And they're just getting dominated. Like,
yeah, and I mean, a 5-1, that's a lot you got to come back for.
Last gets first blood, and then instantly Sheen dies, and they didn't have trades. They ended up winning rounds, so it didn't matter. But that's not.
That's a throwaway round.
Vegas, baby. 5-2, though. I mean, look, Kate, you said it. It's tough to come back from this one, but we've seen crazier things. Crazier things have happened. But again, when it comes to form right now, it doesn't seem like G2. It's a different caliber search and destroy team with Spice. Likes of.
In order to come back, they're gonna have to survive like 2 specialist rounds. That's so hard to do.
We've seen some bad specialists already.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, we've seen some stinkers. I mean, I'll call names a little bit later on in the day when everyone's kind of relaxed and loosey. But I've seen some stinkers. I've seen some bad ones. But then I've seen some fantastic use of specialists at the same time. So
I think Jared's getting close to his grab slam, grab spikes.
Yep.
I'm wondering how he's going to use that on this map.
He has his grab. He
has them?
Yeah.
I wonder how he's going to use it on this map.
I think the best thing is
connector.
Get some information and then just wrap to your teammates and utilize the grapple with the grab slam. You almost have to do that. Grapple right over their heads and just bang, just destroy them. But Decimate almost getting that War Machine. He's going to get it with that kill.
Doesn't get
I would try to win this round without using that and use it to counter one of their specialists going into the later of the game. And looks like he might not need to use it. That's 2 down for Splice right now.
They should know he's here. They can hear him jump in.
I don't like that play at all.
It's another solo play. See, he made a solo play. It worked. He got a kill. Then they should have grouped up together.
He threw his life away, though.
He jumped in the water and gave his life away.
The bomb was getting planted. You did not need to do that. You could have stayed in the lobby, watched the cross, backed up even if you needed, and play with your teammate.
They crashed. Well, he got one.
Dude, that's almost a waste in my mind. But
that's 2 dead. They're going to do this. Accuracy, last player left for Splice. This is a huge round. And there it is, 5-3. War Machine is in Decimate's pocket. They need to stop making those hero plays, though.
I don't know if it's a waste. I think it's just hard. It's hard to find the proper time to use them. He got an entry. They used Crash, too, so he got an entry. Yeah. Didn't work out, but.
Right, I mean, I think that they heard the Deaths doubting them, and they're like, all right, we can start working our way back here, clawing up from the depths.
We're loud in here, right? We're all across the Hard Rock Hotel, spewing doubt, spewing hate, spitting toxic.
We're everywhere.
If Splice loses series, they lose that 5-1 comeback. They're getting smoked in their pool.
All right, and we are of course now back into it.
Chino has the Tempest.
5-3.
Chino has the Tempest. This is what we live for, baby. They're gonna have to use a specialist huge here. That's a 2-piece
He has no choice.
off the bat. He has no choice but to use it.
And they know his location.
It's over.
That's over.
That's
over.
Quick round.
Quick round.
That was hideous. We thought there was some potential for a comeback there. That fell apart real fast.
I mean, good, big win out of Splice. I didn't expect them to be this strong in Search and Destroy.
And something needs to be said about early LAN jitters, right? Like going into a LAN, your first performance doesn't always tell the full story about your team. It could just be G2 not really that much prepared to play Spice, and Spice is a good Search and Destroy team as well. We got to watch a couple more matches before we make a definitive opinion on these teams.
But I mean, are you surprised so far how they're doing, or?
Splice, no, I expect them to win the series. I expect them to win the second hard point. I was actually surprised by G2 more so than Splice. They put up a really strong performance. G2's looking good. They just cannot lose 2 searches like that. They're not going to survive. They're not
Nobody
gonna
can
survive.
lose 2 searches.
Oh, right, because then you lose a series.
Yeah, nobody.
This guy, he's done this.
Genius.
But yeah, I mean, Splice, I expected Splice to be a super strong search and destroy team. Like, I really thought, like, from the outset, I talked about it a while ago, but between Jerd and Looney, just those two alone, I was like, those are 2 great brains for search and destroy. Those are 2 players who are going to help direct the traffic in a really big way. I mean, Jerd's quite quiet. I already noticed upstairs, we had a discussion about this before, like, what's it going to be like taking European players, North American players, Australian players, and kind of mixing them together? And I'm already seeing, like, a weird divide between the guys already. Like, the personalities on Splice, I don't see how that works out. Jerd's so quiet, right? He's a very reserved guy.
Yeah,
His
he
gameplay do the talking. Whereas everyone else on that lineup, they're really animated players. They're sort of, they're characters, right? It's amazing to see this already.
Donnie and Jerd, who would have thought they'd be teaming?
Exactly. That in itself is wild, but
It's wild.
hey man, it's working out for them so far, so props to them.
Yeah. We are continuing on here at CWL Las Vegas with the A and C pools coming up next. Alpha is going to be Faze versus MV, Bravo, 100 Thieves and Reciprocity, Charlie, E-United and Mind Freak, and Delta with Lightning, Pandas, and Straight Rippin'. These are sure to be fantastic games. Stay tuned.
gentlemen, welcome back to CWL Las Vegas. Benson joined by the wonderful Chance for the next matchup, and it's going to be a good one. Envious versus Faze on the main stage. But before we get there, how are you enjoying Vegas, Chance?
Vegas has been very kind to me, other than like waking up at 3 in the morning. But who's gonna complain about like the best nightlife city in the world? I guess like it's been a good time.
Fair enough, fair enough. As I said, up next on the main stage, a game I'm so excited for because I think this one has the potential maybe to go the distance. A game 5 in the making. Envious versus Faze. Coming in, is there a favorite here in your opinion?
I mean, okay, so you have 2 ways to look at this. You base it on online stats. You know, you give Envy the edge, but it's online. It's not been like a massive thing. They haven't been dominant, and Faze is right behind. So I look to last year and just look at what the players have accomplished, and we have a ton of champions in this lobby. On one hand, you have the former world champions.
Yes, you do.
I mean, how much more do you want from those guys, right? Like, they're obviously disgusting. And then Faze, all 5 players on that team have a championship as well. Obviously, Methods is kind of the new guy to the roster, but he was playing for Eyes last year. He got an MVP.
Yep.
The only guy in the lobby without a championship is Hugh. And Hugh might be the best player in the entire lobby, so it's going to be a good one, Ben.
Fair enough. A lot of gas for that young man. Of course, it started really last year, his return to competitive Call of Duty. Didn't really excel too much until the very end of the year where he had a little bit better success. But this year, you only need to watch the guy play, and you can tell he has just heaps and bounds of talent.
It's annoying to watch. It really is, because there's certain players where I watch and like I try to learn from. Anytime I watch Hugh, I'm like, I can't do any of that.
Yeah.
So like it's hopeless. Like he's just on a different level. Is a ton of fun to watch.
Of course, here's a quick glance at our series layout for FazeCon versus Team Envious. We start with the Arsenal Hardpoint, then a Gridlock Search and Destroy. Game 3, Seaside Control. If the series is to go further, a Frequency Hardpoint, and potentially a Game 5, Arsenal Search and Destroy. Love the maps that we see in the series.
Absolutely, and of course we don't really have information on what teams are going to be dominant at this, dominant at that, and of course pick and bans are going to be back. So it's a situation where how effective are those going to be? Something that helped this previous Envy roster when they were playing as Evil Geniuses last year was those pick and bans. Like Bevels can be a mastermind, so we're going to be learning a ton as the days goes on. But of course, you just have to imagine again, it's going to be a toe-to-toe match.
Absolutely. Of course, fist bumps all around for Faze as they load into game number 1. Arsenal Hardpoint. This Envy squad, tons of talent. And one interesting thing to note, in the past week, I'm not sure how many people will know this, but a bit of a role change came through. Apathy, who many regard as one of the greatest subs of all time in terms of just his natural talent, now going over towards the Maddox. Silly going to be using the sword for this squad. An interesting change, but I spoke to App about it. He said, yeah, he just feels the pacing just feels a little bit quicker with him with that AR in his hand.
Well, you talked to App, I talked to Bevels, and like,
okay.
Apparently the
Let's
play
get the
style,
actual
Apathy likes to pinch a lot, and there's a lot of pinch situations in the game where it's a bit more long range. Silly's going to be the guy that's in the hill more often than not. If you're in the hill, the gunfights are going to be right next to you.
Sure.
You want the SOG, and of course the Maddox is pretty much a sub anyway.
Yeah,
it's about as good as it gets, so
it's
Apathy is going to be feeling right at home.
Well, without further ado, game number 1, FazeCon versus Team Envious underway. Arsenal Hardpoint. I'm going to kick things off with the man himself. Apathy, of course, you maybe used to see him run that sub, but now he's going to have the Maddox in hand, and his first engagement will be a win. A little bit of assistance for the rest of his team, but as it stands, Hardpoint currently contested.
Very methodical, though. Looks like Envy's going to be able to break. They're going to get on through, and this is pretty important. So a lot of the times on the first hill of any hardpoint map, you kind of think it's contest heavy, tough to get a lot of time, but on this hill, it really is possible to rack up a substantial amount if you have a good opening break, and well, Envy did have that phase, though. They are going to be trying to surge on through. And of course, you already got to be thinking over towards that next hill.
Absolutely, that. And to your point, you know, you want good success on the first hill. Window's going to be so crucial to hold. And of course, you transition from window over towards the rotation towards the second hill as well. But as it stands, FaZe going to pick up the final 10 seconds of scrap time. It should give them the lead, but it's that fight for rotation, which is going to be so key. And you can see Attach, he's going to get shot from behind. That's going to be Apathy with the crucial gunfight.
And this is going to be a situation that I think FaZe might be happy with, because yes, it looks like Envy is going to be putting a ton of pressure to get those back spawns, but it's going to take them a lot of time to get there, and they have to deal with zoom in. It's going to be 15 seconds before they contest the hill. The FaZe might just be able to win these gunfights. 2 are going to go their way. Zoom in the back is able to find 1. Yes, he gets traded, but that's almost a clean wipe. There's 1 player left from Envy, and of course it's Hugh, but still, it's tough to win these gunfights. His teammates spawn out, and all this time going the way of FaZe.
And bear in mind, there's still 30 seconds left on this hill as well, so FaZeClan going to have a big cushion unless we see that pinch from Team Envy coming quickly. Who can Aix both winning gunfights? Aix actually wins 2. Priesta left momentarily by himself, going to challenge. There's 1. Priesta potentially with a double. Will connect. No, he won't. Oh, that was close. Silly actually does find that pick, but finds himself a double as Methods throws away his life a little bit here, and Team Envy's final 16 seconds should be good.
And I think Faze, though, will be happy with that trade. They're happy to give away the scrap because they have the full setup already over towards the next hill. They got players pushed up on blocks, which Assault is going to have to deal with. They have players that are watching the full wraparound for the overextension. They even have a guy watching mid, so all the bases are covered. Assault, though, gets that entry kill, but Method is going to pop up. He only takes down 2 because the team kill does come on through, but Faze still holding the back spawns, still holding the hill.
Glance at the scoreboard, you see Priest struggling a little bit, 2 and 6, and that's going to be important. And he is going to be working that War Machine Specialist. You want to see him rack up a little bit more kills. Try and speed things up a little bit as Hook tagged up, backs away wisely. Still 37 seconds left on the hill.
And something that's huge right now for Faze is going to be Methods as well. The man's got 10 kills to his name. He's going to need more as Faze is trying to surge back into the hill. But if you're the one rocking the Vision Pulse, it's the toughest one to earn in the game. It takes the longest. But if you have that player going off and you can get the Vision Pulse early, then you can start pairing it with all the other specialists in the game. Use some amazing combinations potentially.
And to your point, compare the progression from Methods to Silly right now. Methods about halfway through Silly. Maybe a third, right? So you can see that early advantage definitely in their favor. But in terms of the score, it's even Steven, 62-62. Faze with the final 5 seconds or so of hill time. And now it's the fight for rotation. Silly will be there to assist Hook, who found 1. Over to App, who just came through mid-window. Maybe able to find himself a double if he's careful. Not going to happen because it's that man Replay shutting him down.
Yeah, and just you guys, in case you guys didn't know, Crowder is going to be Replays.
Yes.
It just happens to be his last name. No idea why he made the switch, but any name is just as good. We know who the man is, and well, it is going to be Faze inside of the hill. Aches, though, was able to pick up 2, but he needs to wait for those reinforcements because Envy, that's as far as you can possibly spawn out on this hill. It is going to be a bit of a hike to come back. The contest isn't going to be there because Zuma able to find 2.
So far, very, very close game here. Map number 1 between Envy and Faze Clan. Faze starting to build a bigger lead, to your point. Envy trying to rotate across so they may have one final push as Replays, who, to his credit, has been playing fantastic online. That's what you're going to say. He said he just wants to make sure that he can transfer that game style from online here to LAN. And he said if he can, he genuinely feels like he could have an MVP-like performance.
And this is where things start to get fun. You see Attach has that Tempest. Huke is going to have that Gravity Spike. A bunch of these specialists are going to start to come in. Once that first rotation is almost towards the end, we still got one more hill left, but Faze 30-point lead, but they don't have the hill just yet. Next, once again, he's able to find 2. He gets dropped, but still a little bit of pressure inside the hill for the boys in blue.
No, Hook does have Grav Slam here. Is he going to want to invest it or potentially save it? We'll see if Faze is able to maybe find an entry or 2. Instead, taking over a quick glance at windows and the spot Replays, and should we get to clean up that kill, we'll do so. The heal and the contest coming into the hill, and this could be the moment. I think he thought about it.
Thought about it, but he's going to pay a little bit dearly with it. You see on the meter, he's going to lose half of the charge that he just had, so definitely not great, but he will get it again to have another opportunity to strike, but you got to imagine a big money specialist, you want to have a good use out of it.
You most definitely do. As the final 10, back over to Team Envy, keeping it very, very close so far. Heading over towards a new rotation of hills, and it seems like a perfect time now to send it over to Team Envious. Astro Gaming listening.
Wait for each other, wait for each other. I'm about to get 200 after 1 kill. No, don't feed attached streaks.
Blue here. I'm going lobby, I'm trying to go lobby. Vent weak, Priesta. Where's not peeking?
Got me, weak. Nice trade. Alright, wait. I have 200, I'm about to have 200. Well, attach still has the Tempest.
I'm in vent. I'm holding their barrel pack. We gotta try and break this, guys. Take our time. I'll be blue on a barrel. You can flood blue if I blow my barrel.
Close right.
They're all flooding.
One shot. Nice. 2 dead. They're door.
Right pillar, dead.
3, let's attach. Let's shoot. Go together.
Left and right pillar, left and right.
Other blue.
Dead. Nice too. Get all below me. Wants to be below me. I'm going to
Lobby's not.
blue. He got me. He's right side. He's going in blue. You went in blue.
Blue dead. Cafe. One shot. Nah, need help.
That's one up.
Nice 3. We might. Let's spawn on you.
Back elbow.
Alright, go.
I'm waiting for you.
I have a 200, but he's
blue.
Nice job.
I have War Machine. I'm close to my pulse.
Alright, I'm gonna take cafe. Pop 200.
He's gonna be barrel though. He grabs that and both done. He's going blue. Press the barrel.
Cut that. We got spawn here.
Go.
Yeah, toss the trophy in the back.
Yeah, I have mine.
Metis, one shot in the back.
Back me 2.
There's 2v2.
Back me 2.
The trophy's in the back. Close.
Dead. War Machine. Cubby. Top right, Dylan. Cubby with a war. Barrels.
Two barrels.
I have my War Machine, but they have 2 trophies.
Go on hill.
Kill the trophies.
Top gun.
I don't know what the trophy is.
Barrels. Dude, hit, but last hit. One more. Last hit, barrels. Yeah.
Nice. Hold time.
Got him. Working on streaks, low key. Yo, get those streaks.
Let me go. Get heal for me.
We should push front. Yeah, 2 people push front.
Yo, hit you. Oh, what? Yo, what's going on?
There you go, here, Justin.
Get a lobby
Shots.
report.
Oh, in cage. Oh, that might someone hit that.
There's 2 holding the back, 2 in the back. Yep, 2 in the back.
They have a trophy now. They have a trophy.
They vision. Do we have both?
FaZe Clan still with the lead, 172 to 154, but they're the first listening of CWL Las Vegas. And something important to note, of course, Call of Duty changed to 5v5. Communication, so much more important.
There were times when it was 4v4 where the comms get so cluttered and so chaotic, players can't understand each other. Now that it's 5v5, it is so much more important that you have to stay calm. You can't start calling out things 10 times. You can't freak out. You can't be too loud. You have to just be like you're playing online. You have to be very patient. I heard that from Team Envy. The comms were very, very good, and that's going to be a difference maker for these top teams. If you're going toe-to-toe, things like communication can set you apart.
Absolutely. FaZe still with the lead in this one, though. Envy trying to fight from the front, not able to break in. 20 seconds still left, and this is big time for FaZe, and more importantly, big kills for Attach. Finds himself a lightning strike, and so dangerously close to that Hellstorm missile as well, as is Method. So 2 lightning strikes now on the side of FaZe with a lead. This should almost be impossible to lose.
And this means FaZe can just play patient, right? Like, they don't have to break the hill with the guns, let the lightning strikes do the work. Then you move in on a sweep. Of course, though, the split spawns come in. So now you got players for Envy all over the place. You got players for FaZe all over the place. So it's about recognition, of course, Methods. He has no idea that's going to happen to him. And that's going to help out Envy to get inside the hill. But, of course, you got a drone squad on the map. You might have a lightning strike coming in soon. So FaZe, I expect them to be able to get the break.
Oh, Hoop though, the grab slam for the double. Methods is able to trade him, and now coming from behind is going to be Attach. He invests his lightning strike as well. FaZe still so close to edging out map number 1 here, 224, 168. But again, that drone squad from Attach could be the difference maker here on this hill.
It's what the streaks buy. Now Attach just has to stay alive somewhere nearby. The drone squad could put him some serious work, and you see they have the trophy systems to help out with the defense. He's watching flanks. He's got the Tempest. They just need 10 more points before FaZe closes out this game number 1.
Attach still in the hill. Pushing out with the Tempest, he will spot Hook. You have replays, watching window as well. The setup is perfect from FaZe, and there's the assistance that comes in with the Tempest. And game number 1 heading to FaZe line.
And what a good game it was. Back and forth pretty much the entire time. I think it was really just at the tail end of the listen-in. The largest lead we saw was about 40 points. And the difference maker in my mind at the end is pretty much just the streaks. You get 2 lightnings, you get a drone squad. It's just incredibly helpful. I mean, you know, the specialist usage obviously can be nice as well, but again, it's 2 juggernauts going at it.
I feel like at that point in the game, maybe you can give up a lightning strike, but giving away full streaks on one player and also more streaks onto a second player, just too much to handle there for Team Envy. It's FaZe time, 1-0 up in the series.
Thank you guys. Again, that is FaZe and Envy. The A and C pools are well on their way, but we're gonna swing over to Delta, which is Lightning Pandas and Straight Rippin' Mouth.
This is a really interesting matchup for me. You know, Lightning Pandas have got a couple of question marks over the lineup. You know, they've only recently become Lightning Pandas. Before that, they were Team Mad Cat and Straight Rippin'. This is a squad that I was enjoying. I enjoyed watching them yesterday so immensely. We saw Havoc straight spitting his way through the play-in bracket. It was incredibly exciting to watch. And Major Maniac as well. This is a player who's only really come on my radar now, and I'm in love. He's a beast.
Major Maniac is actually disgusting. This guy's an absolute beast. Absolute beast. I think that this is going to be a good game for Havoc. It's a much more fast-paced. Like, World War II is not his thing.
Oh, absolutely not.
Not have the discipline for that game.
World War II was a little bit too slow for him.
Yeah, but now we're in this game, and I think he's going to be a beast, just like he was when he first came on the scene a few years back.
Yeah, and Major Maniac, he's a really good player, man. He came up a couple years back in the Search and Destroy scene, and then he got top 8 at World War II champs. So, you know, he's been flying under the radar. He's been pretty low key, but he's a dominant submachine gun player, and he's a definite superstar of this team for me.
I'm also excited to see Nagafen back in the scene. You know, he was really a he was nothing in World War II. Yeah, he wasn't really around much. But in Black Ops 3, he was a player I loved watching. It was so exciting to, you know, catch his clips and whatnot. I think it could be another good year for him, but this is an interesting squad again. Straight Rippin' for me, I think have the potential to go for a bit of a deeper run, and this is possibly the darkest source team outside of, like, you know, your favorites, your LGs, your Luminous, right, everyone else basically. I think the Straight are a potential team for me to be watching for the rest of the cup.
Right now, Alex is 1-6. He was like the breakout superstar from Europe last season?
Yeah, I mean, other than like Scraps, then later in the year for Unilad, Alex was that guy. He was that player.
I'm surprised that he went to this team, and now, I mean, it's early, so I'm not gonna say too much on it. But he's struggling.
once we get a gauge of how reciprocity look, that's when we can start going, Alex, man, you screwed up, friends. You made a bad call, dude. But until that point, this lineup again, Brycey's one of the casters who knows the most about this squad. He's a huge Mad Cat fan. He's got a tattoo. Ask him to show you. He's completely backing these guys. He thinks they've got a whole lot of potential. He thinks that their skill ceiling is very, very high, and he's particularly backing Dave in this game. He thinks Dave's really found his form on Black Ops 4, and this is another game that's going to suit him a little bit more, whereas World War II wasn't his cup of tea.
He's got good teammates now, right? Like, Dave hasn't had a really good team in a while now since Black Ops 3, and he's got a squad he can do some work with.
All right, now it's time for E United versus Mindfreak on Charlie. Again, if you want to keep up with Lightning Pandas and Straight Ribbon, that is on the Delta stream. But right off, what are we thinking about E United?
I mean, as much as I want to say, I'm really excited to watch Mindfreak E United. I think E United should be able to take this one pretty easily. I think E United gets a lot better practice at home. And every single year, it takes Mindfreak a little bit to get the groove of things. They might be able to make like a loser's bracket run, but usually it takes them a couple events, and then you're like, okay, Mindfreak's the real deal here. But I heard about this Luca guy yesterday, and apparently he was doing it all.
I'm excited to see him play.
Very excited to watch him in this match right now. I'm not counting them out right away. I'm just saying theoretically it should be pretty easy for you to take the series from what I've seen from them online.
Yeah, Luca is the talk of the town right now in APAC COD. He's just turned 18. He's got tournament wins under his belt. He won his first tournament at 14 years old back with Ghost,
wow.
I think it was. And he beat the Mindfreak squad that we saw last year in World War II. And they've had their eye on him for as long as they can remember. As soon as any team changes came up, they were like, well, as soon as he's 18, that kid's ours. And shout out to Naked. They got him when they wanted him. And with that fifth man, it didn't really become much of a question. He looked strong yesterday, but one thing I'm going to say about Luca is he's a young kid. And the problem with being young players is you get a little nervous on stage. He knows who he's playing. He's playing against Clayster. He's playing against JCat. These are big names. He's been in his bedroom watching these matches. He hasn't been able to play on these stages yet. First time for him. If he can bring the noise, then that's a good spell for the rest of his career. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see him, underperform to begin with.
Sometimes that first time could be good for you, though, man. That's that extra adrenaline that you get pumping. I remember my first event. Like, you just everything feels so good. You're on land.
Yeah. I mean, I think yesterday was a good test for him, right? He kind of got a taste of what LAN was like with a good team up against some other top teams, and he played well. And he's also playing well right here. Mindfreak are up 75-40. Luca, lead fragger right now, going off. This is good for him.
It does look like we are ready for map 2 now on Alpha. Faze is up 1-0, but we're going to take it away with Ben and Chance.
As you can see, FaZe Planet win map number 1, 251-68. Of course, the streaks they were able to earn themselves towards the latter part of that game, definitely helpful and influential in closing out map number 1. But now we head over to game number 2, Search and Destroy on Gridlock. I'm going to kick things off on board with Silly.
And right off the bat, you see Envy going for this B site. The reason being, a lot of teams stack A on defense. That's what FaZe is doing. So you kind of have a 5v1, a 5v2 over here. But you see the first blood does go the way of FaZe. But that first blood obviously gets traded back out.
And I like what you see there from Replays, pulling out the sniper, recognizing I can get a pick, maybe slow things down. The problem, that very quick trade, definitely not going to plan for FaZe Clan, as Replays lucky he will spot Hook, and just comes down to now whether he can connect with the shot. Is Hook toying and teasing Replays? Still 4v4, however.
It's worth pointing out, it's a huge throwback, but like Replays and AW, one of the best snipers we've had. So it's been a long time, but expect him to do work. Huke able to find one before he gets traded out. You got a 3v3, that bomb is down. The trade does not come in right away. The Zoom is just waiting for the attack, waits for the bolt to come in. Another trade coming in through Sogs, and all of a sudden you got a 1v2.
Yeah, Tatch has to try and clutch up here. Going up against App and Silly. Spot one underneath, and not the best time to reload. Envious, off to a good start.
There are a lot of ways to win gunfights.
Reloading.
Normally reloading is not the step one. Normally you want to shoot them first, then reload, but a very good round.
Pro tips with Chance.
Yes, this is where we come to learn. In case you've never played Call of Duty a single time in your life, or have no concept of how guns work. But either way, pretty solid round on the board.
Yeah, a good opening round, like you said, from Team Envious. I like what we saw from Replays for FaZe, watching the kind of unfavorable site with the sniper rifle. Gets first blood, but then I think you have to question, why was kind of that advantage given away as quickly as it was?
Let's get traded, man. Those Sogs, they just happen so fast. And once again, you're going to see this bomb go towards B, but Envy, they got the stack. They might just be prepared for this, but you see if Crowd or Mr. Replays can find that pick, but they're going to come in. They're going to come aggressive, and you see Zuma. He's ready for it to bullet away, and he would have had the 2-piece, but he does get traded out. Kills found mid-map by Priesta. And that bomb's getting rotated very quickly over towards A.
And this should be a free plant for FaZe if they decide to try and put it down. As you said, 4 versus 3 for Team Envious. Now they're going to have to rotate over towards this A site. Planted, 40 seconds to try and clutch up.
And apparently, just by the way, replays is just called Crowder now. He's rocking with it, so it's not some weird gamer tag thing. It is a stern decision that he has made.
Okay.
And we'll see if he's going to turn into Leaf Methods, though. He's able to find 2. He pre-fires the 3rd, and Priest is there for the help. Crowder's not even needed there at the end. His Methods is doing it all.
And one thing that's interesting is that I didn't really expect to see Crowder go with the sniper rifle on the attacking side, but keeps it out, looking over towards B, trying to find that pick down the street. Obviously not needed at the end there. Methods with the double and Priest are there to clean up the 3rd. It's going to keep things close. I mean, you look at the hard point, it was back and forth for the most part up until the final couple of hills. Search and Destroy starting off a close game here, Chad.
And I really want to see what kind of adjustments get made, because obviously that bomb goes to B last time. Does FaZe now stack that round? It looks like they're not going to. They're putting a lot of pressure mid-map, and of course, you see the bomb going towards A. It's going to be interesting how FaZe can handle this, because this right now is a 2v4 inside of Showers Methods, though, with the ICR. Going to be locking it down. Frag grenades coming out. Haven't seen those in quite some time, and somehow, somewhere, Aches is able to find 2.
That's a double for him. Opens up the round. 5v3. Hook looking to see if he can try and give them an even bigger advantage with another pick. Attach could be in some trouble. He peeks around the corner. Surely Hook picks up this gunfight. Bear in mind, while this is going on, bomb has been planted. Gun spotted from Crowder, who still wants to try and take the fight. 2 players from FaZe over there. Crowder actually finds 1. Looking for more, but it's Methods there that helps, and all of a sudden now, this became a little bit manageable. 3 versus 3. Ake's able to help out Hook, and the kills coming in once again for Team Envious. Makes it a 1v3, and unfortunately for Ake's, nowhere he can hide in the showers. Another round in their favor.
And this is what you love to see. You got frag grenades coming out. You know Bevels has just been, he's like, look, we don't have smokes in this game. I'm going to use everything else. And Envy, they're going to be one of the more creative teams. I'm expecting to see in S&D. We're going to see kind of pocket strats like that. Like, I haven't seen too many teams at all. Granted, it's only been 1 day of gameplay so far. But stack the B-bomb site so heavily on defense. Like round 1, just making that call. You know he's been doing prep work. He's watching these teams online. They're going to learn a ton. Of course, though, FaZe back on the attack. Now they're working towards B. They're not playing for picks. They're going full force.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to fly. Crowder puts away the sniper rifle this round as well. And Aches, did he spot? Yep, he did. A load of information. Probably going to call for the rotation. You can see Apathy number 4 in the minimap. He's going to be joined by Assault on that rotation over towards the B site. But bomb currently is being planted about halfway there. Some shots go down from Attach to stop any potential push from that. Bomb now planted. Still waiting for that first blood.
The entire team of Envy coming from one side, so you got players on FaZe on the other side of the map that aren't a part of it yet, but Zuma might not need the help. He's able to find 1. He knows he can't go through the door yet. He needs his teammates to push out the front. Silly's going to be that guy trying to lead that charge. That opens up Connector. Now they're through.
Now keep your eye on Priester as well. Number 7, he's going for a big flank through mid-map, but he may not even need to be there because Crowder turns and burns on Hook. A miraculous double. He's not done yet. Feeling confident, went for the triple. App responds with a double. Now you have yourself a 1v1. 14 seconds on the clock. App desperately trying to hunt for Priester, but Priester may have done just enough. App's gonna spot him, the kill comes through. Not enough time to get to the defuse, but Priester, while all those initial fights were going down, makes the heads up play. He's gonna wrap all the way through mid-map, try and find that extra kind of security blanket there to secure the round.
And then Apathy, he knows where he's going, but as soon as he comes out of Ice Cream Connector, Yellow, whatever you want to call it, he turns left. Instead, he went right. It's a 50-50. You're playing guesswork. It's a tough situation. So shout outs to Crowder, the 2-piece with the Maddox, making himself look amazing with that new gamer tag under his belt.
Beautiful double. And you could just see he was feeling so confident. He tried to heal, realized he didn't have any time, and said, I'm just going to challenge anyway, why not? See if I can try and get the hero play. The triple kill would have been impressive, not for him. I actually had a bet the other day. He's going to be the first professional player to get a 1v5 at a major.
That's a solid bet.
I feel like that's a safe bet, right? If there's going to be anyone, I think it's going to be him. A fantastic search and destroy talent that we have in the CWL. But now moving over to the next round, round number 5. First blood in for Hook. Will it be traded? No, it won't. Zoomer not able to find a pick. It's apt to go straight at him. Now you have yourself a 4 versus 2 in favor of Team Envious. And Envy are just simply flying at FaZe. Crowder with another double this round. But he finds himself, or not even himself, he was traded out. It's Priesta now, and it won't be 2.
Had that self-trade, Priesta. It's a doable situation. You want to get the timing right. When this guy's planting the bomb, if you get that first kill, then you got that free 1v1. And there it is. The bomb is down. He knows where Aches is. He knows the players in Showers. But now it's going to be tough. Do they want to play aggressive? They want to turtle up. They're right next to each other. How do you win 2? And Apathy with the beat down doesn't even give him 1.
Looked for a minute as if that may have fallen, but the beat down too strong, and Envy back in the lead.
Would you like some fun World War II trivia, Ben?
Sure.
Best beatdown players in the game, it was Jerd, Clayster, Tommy, and then Apathy. He's one of the best beatdown players in the game. You bring him into a game where the beatdown's more important, you are going to see so much more of that, Ben.
Is that just your rankings right there?
No, that's actual rankings.
Okay.
I'm not kidding.
Okay, no.
Yeah, JP.
I believe you. I would never doubt you, Chance. I would never doubt you. Envious are going to invest their crash into this round as well, so they're going to have the extra health boost. And that's something we haven't really talked about either. The specialist progression across the board. Crowder very close to earning his War Machine as opposed to Aches for the Team Envious. Not that close, but for Faze, the round win here keeps it back and forth action. And also some streak progression there as well on the side of Team Envious.
Don't want to give up any free first bloods, though. Got the clean 5v5, 45 points off his streak, so Apathy is just oh so close, and he's got the extra health to make it happen. A very slow round coming out of Faze. They're just looking for that first blood. They got complete map coverage, but they're not near the bomb sites quite yet. But Envy, it doesn't look like they're going to be making a mistake, but actually there you see the concussion. That's what they needed for that first move. However, a trade does come in as Assault finds Priest.
Beautiful stun. Opens up the map a little bit, but Aches will once again put the numerical advantage in Team Envy's favor. A 4 versus 3. Replay's trying to hit the snipe, and again, the important part here of this round, App does fall. I don't think he was able to get any points towards those streaks, so I don't think he earns his tier 1 as Crowder one shot, but rotating around, he actually runs directly behind someone. They're not going to know it. 15 seconds on the clock for Methods trying to cover his teammate. Shots going down left and right. Still a 3 versus 2. Attach actually finds the pig onto Assault. And all of a sudden, for FazeCon, this round became a little doable. As Attach finds Hook as well. He's feeling confident, tries to challenge Silly. Silly left in a 1v2.
For the 1v2, he's got to be pinned down though, and Method's not losing that gunfight.
Miraculous win.
Do not know how Crowder found that route. He had a bomb, he just run straight through.
Okay, I gotta go, I guess, right?
Oh, and with time ticking down, I think there's what, 16 seconds on the clock when he makes that cut. So he's got some routes, learning from Zuma as well. He's got a teammate to teach him everything he needs to know, but that's a pretty nice round to get. You shut down the streaks, you get one on the board, and you pull off a high pressure play as well. You'd love to see it.
And credit to Attach there as well. A really important kill. Slows down the rotation for Team Envious and then just ensures that that bomb can go down peacefully, if you will. But once again, tied up 3 rounds apiece. Quick look at our mini-map, and well, this round could be over relatively quickly. Chance, it looks like we got a big hit mid-map, and it's going to be Hook with first blood. Find Zoomer. Anybody else for FazeCon around? Nope, Priester will fall, but Crowder with a sniper rifle will connect. Methods will also manage to trade out Assault as well, so you blink, and it's a 3v3.
That's the problem with going mid. It can be difficult because you get to those final lines, but now they're wrapping back. Attach got caught by himself. Crowder with the sniper gets caught as well, and all of a sudden, you got a 1v3 for Methods now, and well, all of Envy is together. I don't expect a team like this to make mistakes, but as you say that, Abby, well, he was the only player by himself. Aches was going to be there for the trade a little bit late. Well, now Methods knows, but Silly's coming in from the wing, and they're able to take him down.
Try to isolate another 1v1. He recognizes if he wins that gunfight, you obviously turn a 1v3 into a 1v1. Maybe you run, try and play your life, but sadly, the trade's there for Team Envious, and once again, they have the lead.
And what I think happened that round is they sent 4 players mid, so the 2 players for Faze that got caught out are freaking out like everybody's mid, everybody's mid. So Attach is thinking, I need to flank right away. But then his teammates find the picks, and then all of a sudden those players are wrapping back, and then he just gets caught. So very tough situation, always very delicate. I want to point out, by the way, Methods. First, those double-digit kills, sitting at 10 so far.
Good performance from him. 10 and 5. However, it is Team Envious 4-3 up as Hook once again another first blood Assault there to help and assist the team with Methods with 1, only 8 health left. A simple trade for Hook as he finds his 2nd kill in the round, but Priest now mid-map will stop the potential flank coming in through Aches, and Team Envious with the advantage, 3 versus 2.
Can complete control of that A bomb site. It looks like Faze though. They're waiting for them to make a mistake. They're waiting for them to wrap out. So Priest has got one angle covered. Attach is waiting for the late flank, but again, Envy, they're not going to make many mistakes. They're playing turtle up. They know they have the advantage. So it's up to Faze to make that first move. What do? Do you go fight him at the site? You try to pinch him in? You just go planet B? And it looks like Priest, he wants to find the kill. Is he going to check his corners?
Oh, he has to be so careful. The stun is going to be there. Bear in mind, Attach has waited so long to try and hit the flank, and now he finds himself 1 versus 3. Crucial round for Faze to try and win. But with 20 seconds, time ticking, time against him, it's not even gonna matter. He won't find the first kill. Assault with the pick. Envy find themselves at that point.
And that's such a good play call as well. You have the man advantage, but you say, guys, we know they're outside. They have to make the first move. Let's not make any mistakes. And Hugh sat in the corner for 30, 45 seconds. Worked out beautifully. They even forced Priesta to burn one stun as well, which isn't a huge deal, but it's always nice to know that you got a couple seconds of freedom.
Every little helps, that is for sure. As we head into what could be the final round of this Search and Destroy, Envy are definitely stringing together a little bit of momentum now in the bigger picture. Any specialist available for the side of Team Envious? Of course, Assault. We don't have that Tempest ready to go. You have Hook with Grav Slam as well. This round could be over relatively quickly if you invest this wisely. Showers such close quarters gunfights. He's waiting for the information from his teammates. Of course, you hear the War Machine. Crowder's had to use that as he tries to fire back, but the kill's already in Team Envious's favor.
He gets dropped. You call him the War Machine and you get dropped, and now this is a massive advantage for Envy. And if you can get close to him, I think he was running for it. He felt it in his bones. He wanted the Grav Slam, but he doesn't get it. So we do have a 3v3. And Faze, they got the pinch going. Priest on the flank. He might be able to find one. All their backs are turned. How quick can he be?
Even if Envy do lose this, though, it's an important specialist to have in your back pocket for the rest of the search. Round by no means over. Priest hits the fight, finds one, finds two. Beautifully done. 3 versus 1 turns. It's going to be Ace. Takes the time to heal. Re-challenges him. Priesta with the triple. Beautiful play from him. He'll say, thank you very much. I'll take that defuse. Put him a little closer towards that lightning strike.
And so obviously Envy's at match point, but look what they have to work with. They got their Vision Pulse. They got a Gravity Slam. If you have the Gravity Slam, you're like, God, I don't know how many guys around the corner. Well, if you have wall hacks, boom. You have all the information you need. Again, these combinations can be incredibly important, and frankly, you have to burn at least one this round. I think you just have to make the call to at least use the Vision Pulse, because again, match point, you can't afford to lose.
Yeah, that's true. You don't want to feed any extra specialist time back to the opposition as well. Something to consider. Any streaks, you know, Priest are relatively close, and everyone on Team Envy will have seen that as well. I haven't spectated his screen, but going into this next round, a glance over for Faze's specialist, something important. I believe they have a lot of extra utility as well. Priesta, he's going to have Tempest Methods as well, has that Vision Pulse. On the flip side, just Aches with that battery.
So the question is how does Envy play this? I'm assuming they're going to be expecting the Vision Pulse.
Do you save the Vision Pulse, though? Do you try and hold on for it? Maybe just a little bit extra? Oh, there's your answer. No, you invest it straight away and you see if you can try and get that first blood.
And they're at least going to get the bomb down pretty much for free. Ace has to back up. They know exactly where the pressure is coming from. Every single player from Envy is in the back. Priesta knows where to look, and he's going on the pinch again. But the timing is important because they might be waiting for him. He knows one player's crossed. He did the smart thing, let him pass, did not shoot. He can make the play. Ace gets a team kill as well, 4v4.
Great trigger discipline from Priesta, but now he needs to try and turn this into a little bit of a result. Finds one. Will he be able to get away with his life? No, he won't. Big flank comes in from Hook. He shuts out Methods, and now all of a sudden, Faze find himself pinched in over towards the B side. It's Hook trying to make the plays. Tags up one. It's going to be Zoomer, I believe, but not able to pick up the kill. It was Attach, and now Crowder shooting over. The assist comes through. Attach with a double. It's a 2 versus 1. Aches on the bomb. 8 seconds left. Not going to be able to do it, and this one is going the distance. We have a round 11 on our hands.
You love to see it. You expected to go this deep. The opportunity was there for Cuke. If he finds one kill, maybe there's hope, because obviously the bomb's planted. You got to clear out Sushi, but he doesn't connect with the kill. Attach makes the plays, and just to answer the question, yeah, I think you have to use the Vision Pulse at the start of that round. You don't have an option. Like, if you don't use the Vision Pulse, or you get first blooded, and then you use it when you're at a disadvantage, it's just brutal.
It's
like,
horrible.
You have to force that round 11.
Plus, obviously, as soon as you use it, it forces the defensive team in that situation to back away, right?
Yes.
You can't hold your same angles. You need to back away. You don't want to be picked for free, but I believe there is still a War Machine at play, and I think it is in the hands of Aches. My big question is, Crowder, is he close to anything at all himself? No streaks, nothing really to worry about. This is just going to be a relatively straight up round of Search and Destroy, outside of the fact that there's a Grav Slam for Priesta and a War Machine for Aches.
I think that Grav Slam could be huge. I was going to say, if they push through A, it looks like they're backing up again. The information gets sent. Faze is at B. Envy, guys, we need to wrap back. That's exactly what they do. But of course, Priesta, he's been flanking before. They're going to have to be concerned about it. A lot of things to think about, and they got that trophy down in case of a War Machine.
See, the problem is you don't want to push into A just to use the Grav Slam because you know the other team has a War Machine, right? And the War Machine in showers could be pretty dangerous, but it's going to come down to who will get that first blood. Grav Slam invested, and Priesta gets absolutely nothing for it. No one home. Zuma does find first blood. Assault goes down. Crash is going to be used as well. Zuma shuts down Hook. This is a big round here for Faze. Oh!
Tempest as well, tags him up, going to be down but not out, and you're looking for the kill. Aches, mistakes were made, that's not going to be there. Attach is able to get one with the Tempest, and all of a sudden 3v1, it's happening. He's got to go huge, he doesn't have a lot of time, and he's going to get spotted out, and he's going to get taken down. What a round 11.
Attach making the plays with the Tempest. Roar aches, of course, with a War Machine, trying to get any amount of damage he could. Unfortunately, kills himself in the makings, but the grab slam, I'm going to be honest, when I saw Priester invest it, got nothing for it. I was a little worried, but it doesn't matter. FaZe Clan find themselves that first blood and spiral the numerical advantage in their favor. They now go 2-0 up in the series. We have a good series on our hands here, Chance.
Very, very close, but going up 2-0 in a fashion like that, you throw away 3 rounds. You had the 5-3 lead. That could be a tough pill to swallow, but hey, if any team can bounce back, it's going to be the world champs.
That's true. Very, very true indeed. Of course, both maps we've seen so far have been back and forth up until the final few moments where FaZe Clan just clutching up too much for Team Envious to handle as it stands 2-0 up with Arsenal Gridlock wins. When we return, we're heading over to Seaside Control. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CWL Las Vegas. We have ourselves a fantastic series on our hands. FaZe Clan versus Envious. FaZe 2-0 up. But if you look at how these games have gone, they've been very, very close. I'm not sure if 2-0 maybe necessarily tells the full story.
Not at all, but at the same time, you'll take a win, even if all has it close. Like, you don't care. And keep in mind, in terms of the pool, this is the most important match that they're going to have, at least early on, because it's going to be their best competition. True. They're the two teams sitting at top right now, so if you get this win, you're feeling comfortable. If you can beat the next best team, let's say, in the pool, you're feeling good against the other two. And at the same time, if you lose, then you're worried about getting upset, and you're worried about the teams that are coming out of the open. Like, it can be terrifying. So getting this first win, win, it's going to be huge.
A lot of extra variables, I think it's fair to say, when you think about group play and pool play. But heading up next, or going to next, I should say, Control Seaside. Game 3 in our series layout. Faze take the first two. Now Seaside control a potential chance for Team Envious to get a footing in the series.
And Seaside is a map where, well, let's talk about Control in general. All the maps play pretty differently. Like Gridlock, it's actually pretty good for offense. Arsenal's pretty good for defense. Seaside's one where, if you're on the offensive side, a lot of times it's better to just spawn trap your opponent and just go for the spawn kills rather than necessarily trying to lock down that hill inside a church. Like if you have an opportunity to maybe get one guy inside, I'd rather send him in the back, cause confusion, cause problems, but different teams are gonna have different approaches, and that's the best thing about this game mode is we're gonna be learning so much throughout the year. Teams are gonna be constantly evolving their strategies. It's gonna be a ton of fun.
That's the exciting thing for me, right? How Control is played here in Vegas as opposed to how Control will be played at Champs, for example, is gonna be completely different. We're gonna watch this game type evolve, see players find out new exciting things. It's gonna be great.
What if it's the exact same?
Well, like from day one, it's the exact same, I guess. I mean, I don't think many people would have expected it to be like that, but I mean, we'll wait and see. Maybe it is. But to your point, there's a lot of different ways of playing Control. I mean, to your point, you want to just maybe try and play for the kills, try and slay out the opposition, put them under immense pressure. The irony is, though, if you do find yourself down maybe 5-10 kills, the rounds are still winnable. If you get 5 kills in quick succession and you're on the attacking side, you just throw yourself into a control point. You can cap that thing so fast that you blink and all of a sudden the round's over.
There's just those moments, man. You get those 5-man wipe, you get 5 inside the hill, 10
big
seconds
old
go by.
smile on your face. Hey, we won the round.
We got it, no big deal. And another thing, just to talk about like strategy.
Yeah.
Even the opening break for offense, do you want to go to the easier hill to get?
So
you want to go the harder? Because like,
so glad you mentioned that.
There's definitely some validity in going to the more difficult hill to get, like going to church right off the bat, just for a tick.
Yep.
But the problem is, if you don't get a tick and then you get wiped, then you're like, oh man, now we're running out of time, we're running out of lives. This is a problem. So there's give and take. It's where do teams stack up on defense? They're just going to be so much.
It's the opening splits, right? Because if you decide that on the attacking side and Seaside, 5-man hit church, well, defensively, how are you going to approach that, try and set up? And more importantly, the mind games and the mental aspect as Control goes on, when you get into the 3rd, 4th round, when you already know the opening strat that has been used against you so far this map, how do you adapt? How do you react? But without further ado, Game 3 underway. As we said, it's FazeCon with a 2-0 lead. It seems like, for now at least, Faze going to go with the traditional B hit.
Got to go for B, get the easy one out of the way, see if they can do it. Sliding on in, gonna get concussed, gonna probably get taken down a lot for the moment, but his teammates have all fallen around him. And while you want to talk about a good defensive stand, well, Envy's gonna get exactly that. Crowder's by himself, and he's gonna get dropped already, 29-25.
And look at the pressure that Envy tried to apply. They flew straight up to try and get that spawn kill, at least 1-2 free kills. Crowder, wow, wins the gunfight against Ace. Did not expect that, if I'm being honest. And you'll see once again, FazeCon pushing in, trying to get a couple of ticks over towards B. The defensive stance is still there, still on your screens, trying to find a couple of picks. He's going to be challenged by Methods. An easy double kill for him.
And if you're trying to think about what to do over at this B site, outer control is huge, and that is what Assault is trying to lock down, finding kill after kill. He's only on a 3 streak, but it seems like a lot more, and honestly, fairly close to those score streaks. Has 2 outside, but at this point, I just play for him. See what you can do. He's tagging a lot of players up. Eventually, the nade is going to take him down. And now Faze, they're making a strong push. Priest is able to pick up 2. He's going to find a 3rd as well. They're finally inside. 1 tick through. You still need 2 more.
And Zuma pushes straight through the control point as well. We'll keep our eye on the kills, 18-16 in favor of Faze. As Zuma's just going to get a little bad timing, but in terms of the capture progress on the zone, you can see they're halfway. That final 3rd tick, they should be good. App may go for 1 final push, but don't want to give anything away here. Now it's just going to come down to try and pick up this free kill. You can try and level things up. Crowder still trying to find that pick. Has Methods in support. Methods will go down, and again, extra time added to the clock, 1:30, and the current lives 15-14.
And you can see Faze, it's kind of similar to what they did in the S&D. They're going for the full spread. You got Crowder over towards this B site, but now the rest of them are pushing on through barrels, and they're just trying to be a nuisance. Zuma, he's always going to be behind you at some point or another, and this is what Faze is looking for. They're trying to get the setup, trying to get these spawn kills, and there's the opening they just need.
Yeah, and they don't even need to get any trades whatsoever there for Team Envy, so 15-11. current score is Assault sat defensively in Zone A, trying to find any pixie cap, but the contest is going to come through. Has to heal. Hoop with a double. That relieves a little bit of pressure. And more importantly, the kill's now tied at 10-10 with less than 60 seconds on the clock.
And Envy did a fantastic job of clearing out their base as well, so now they don't have to be nearly as concerned. Of course, a lot of pressure still coming in through barrels, but Envy, you can stack up inside the hill. There's only a handful of entrances to watch, and you got, well, 5 players on your team. You can handle it from the inside. We're in a tie game in terms of kills. Envy's looking pretty good to get this one down. Faze, they're going to have to get a pretty solid break, but they simply do not have a lot of time.
Time working against them is once again a similar flank we saw from Faze Clan, not working out in their favor. 8-5, and Envy simply parked the bus inside the A control point. They have numbers, they have the advantage. This should be almost impossible. If you're Assault, you may want to try and consider playing for those streaks. Never mind, we will fall. Faze down to their final 3 lives, final 2 lives, final 1 life, and it is going to be attached. Who will fall inside the hill. Another good start from Team Envious.
And that's a pretty solid round on Seaside, I would say. A bit as expected, the defense is going to be a little bit favored. You saw there was a couple times. Faze, Zuma gets behind enemy lines. Silly does a really nice job to back up, hunt him down, make sure there's no confusion. 3 players from Faze end up pushing inside their base. They take the time, clear them out. They're going to do everything right. Envy is not a team that's going to make very many mistakes. We heard their communication earlier. It's going to be very good. And it's tough to see. Now we can see what Envy tries to do on the attack as well.
I would love to see a church hit. Just do something a little unconventional.
4 through barrels, just go.
Yeah, just go crazy, and I mean we'll see if maybe that's going to be the game plan, or keep it traditional and standard. Well, it looks like standard is going to be the play call. Keep your eye on Aches though. He's going to be playing over towards mid map. Should be able to get the easy cut on towards Priest, who did play there. If nothing else, is going to call it out, but Priest still wins the gunfight. Aches though setting up a little bit of a pinch. He's going to be a little late to the party, but could really have an influence on how the initial opening fights go. He's going to find 2. Nicely done from Aches.
The kills are going to be even, though. You got Faze. They got a bunch of players trying to go for their turn. Again, Methods on this outer control gets taken down by Huke. And, well, they're definitely going to be able to at least get 1 tick on board. The question is, how aggressive is Faze going to be? Because right now, there's only 3 players nearby. The concussion comes in. They're on the move.
I keep your eye on Apathy as well. He went straight around the outside of the A hill, trying to go for some small kills. I don't think he was very successful. But more importantly, it's Aches with streaks. Earns himself his 1st and 2nd.
Take it. 2 can be big, and they're trying to get the pressure in. You see the contest coming in. Faze inside the hill, Envy inside the hill. They're all over the place, and it looks like Faze right now, they're coming up on top, but only slightly. It's a close game, and again, if you're down by a kill and you got a lightning strike, you got a hellstorm, you're feeling kind of comfortable.
It's just when do you want to invest those streaks? Do you save them, or do you go for them? That's a nice win there from Attach, as 4 players from Team Envious will now fall, and Faze should be able to breathe a bit of a sigh of relief. Zuma instantly turns around, could maybe go for some small kills here.
19-15. Gotta keep an eye on the number of lives. Zumi's looking for the hunt, has the concussion, feels the pressure, and he's got the help behind him of Priesta. He's just surging forward. He has no in his heart. He's gonna keep on going, and this is just so problematic for Envy. They're spawning up 3 seconds later. They're getting shot by Zuma. And that just means, again, 1.5 on the clock. They have to cross the entire map just to even get near the hill. But Faze are going to be on respawns. It's so difficult when they have that much map control.
5-kill lead, 1:20 still to go. Envious look to give themselves another round cushion. Control. There are some specials available. I don't think we're going to see them just yet. Aches terribly unlucky there not to find that pick with the nade, if nothing else. 13-9. Envy starting to close the gap here, and still a little bit of time to play with. A nice opening win there from Hook, and Aches is going to invest. The Hellstorm finds Priesta, and now the captures can begin.
And he's inside the hill with Gravity Slam. If they get near him, he's going to have at least a free kill if they stack up, potentially more. But they're going to have to get in the hill just in contest. And there's going to come. But Priesta had one of his own. He takes him down. App finds 2. Faze is in the hill. They're going to be able to get the wipe. And Aches does get dropped. The potential was there, but the better Gravity Slam, it was Priesta.
It was Grav Slam versus Grav Slam. As you said, it was Faze that came out on top. Just 4 lives remain for Team Envious. They've managed to get 1 tick into A. Faze with 8 lives. Time very much against Faze, but Priesta does spot Hook. Looking now for more. 3 lives left. Be so careful. Trade's not even going to be good enough at this point. 2 lives remain as opposed to the 6 to Faze. 30 seconds on the clock. You would need a miracle here for Team Envious.
I don't think a miracle is going to happen. The thing I'm going to point out is, of course, you still have that Hellstorm. You still have that Lightning Strike in the back pocket for Aches.
No, use the Hellstorm. Use the Hellstorm on their initial push.
So you don't have that Hellstorm.
I believe you still have the Lightning Strike, though.
So you have at least 1. So the question is, do you want to use it on defense? Because if you're thinking like, okay, well, we won the first defense, we want to burn it, we want to try to get that offensive win, The question is, when are the good situations coming? And of course, if you get a clean 5 down, then they spawn if you just kill them with streaks and like it's a perfect situation, but we'll see.
The scary thing for me is that I'm not sure if Aches actually pinged the lightning strike as well. I think he may have done that in that round to get a little bit of extra information when they were trying to go for that push. We'll wait and see, but Aches still with just the 1 streak remaining. And as you can see, a pretty heavy B push once again from Faze.
Standard stuff. It's worth pointing out, by the way, Priest with 21 kills leading the lobby. He is having himself a field day. Make it 22 as he gets that entry kill. But of course, now it's Ash. He's just zapping people oh so slowly, slowing him down, looking for some chains, and Crowder with the beat down, able to find 2. It takes a Tempest. We do have a slight kill advantage, and he's looking for more.
Oh, well, when you can shoot a Tempest like that, definitely going to be very helpful in your assault over towards the B hill. Running out of time though, and there you will see the lightning strike invested by Aches. It finds 1. Hoop there as well to shut down Crowder. Attach still not wanting to give this up just yet. Not even managed to find himself a full tick into B. Another good defensive stand here from Team Envious.
And I think ultimately here, Envy, you're definitely playing for kills. You're expecting at some point FaZe is going to be able to overrun this B site unless you play spectacularly. You need to make sure the kills consistently go in your favor for the end game when things go over towards A. And it looks like so far so good for Envy. That's going to be 3 down in that engagement. They just have all of their bases covered.
Yeah, 4-for-1 trade. You will take that if you're Team Envy. So you can see the instant aggression from Hook. 375 points away from streaks. You have Assault 500 points away from streaks. But more importantly, 27 seconds left here in this round. FaZe, they have the lives, but just not able to get enough pressure on the hills. Finally, they will find themselves a little bit of pressure over towards B, but is it enough?
You can see Envy. They're actually being very cautious about someone flanking through barrels. You see it's actually going to be Aches that he was waiting back behind enemy lines because it's Methods that's going on the full flank. And while that's happening, Priest inside the hill getting killed by Assault after he's picking up kills. Now just 15 seconds left. FaZe, they don't even have any ticks at all. They are just in a very terrible situation.
Oh,
they got to go, and it's not going well.
A beautiful double, look for more, triple, why not? Quadra! Beautiful from Patty P! Getting a 1 more, it's gonna be Crowder in his sights. It doesn't matter. Aches with the damage in the round. And Envy with the advantage is something so crucial to note. They still have their Tempest.
Is that 2-time world champ Patty
Oh, yeah, it is.
Frying on the main stage, day 1 of Black Ops 4. We might be able to get to see it again.
Definitely will. In this replay, you can see the nice movement comes out from Aches. Recognizes the challenge is going to come through as Attach does find one of his teammates, but the snapper, the laser beams right there from Aches. And Envy, I mean, you said they might not be able to play almost perfectly and hold defensively, but they do just that. And now they have the 2-to-1 advantage in the control.
They ran them over. That was
they
the Envy
steamrolled
train
them, Chance.
at the
That
end.
wasn't close.
That was brutal to watch, and of course, now you see a little bit different opening strat. 2 players are trying to go mid-map. Now Assault's doing what Attach did early on, pulling out the Tempest, but all his teammates are falling around. He's able to pick up 1. He's only going to be on the ground. Finding the second is just re-downing people as much as possible.
He needs a little bit of assistance from the teammates, though. Of course, you can see the hill starting to be capped. Assault recognizing how important the outside lane is going to be. You hear in the background Crowder rattling off the war machine. Hook will find 1 as well, and Envy investing so many resources in going for the early cap here towards B. The Tempest still with just a little bit of juice left. Is he even going to be able to fire the last shot? No, he won't. But more importantly, 1.5 ticks now currently into B. They should be good to secure at least 2. And if you're FaZe, do you even want to push it at this point?
I don't know if you do. Honestly, it's not going well so far. They got a little pressure mid-map, but they're just getting taken down from every which angle. Envy is just storming through, getting kills all over the place. They already have a 7-kill lead. Aches with the war machine, though. Oh, he's going to find a lot of trouble. He's going to get taken down, but he does take Mythos with him. But now all of a sudden, you got every player on the map over by it.
And keep your eyes on the kill count as well. As things get scrappy, as things get a little crazy, the trades coming through. So crucial for FaZe to stop the bleeding in terms of the kill deficit. 19-15, the advantage for Team Envious, but currently no ticks into A. FaZe defending this hill with their lives.
And I mean, look, Envy, they have plenty of time. Minute 42 to work with. Just play smart. They're going to get 3 down, and now you can actually start setting up for the spawn kills. Aches is going to be the first one there, and it depends. Does FaZe do the smart thing and go and clear out the base? Gunfights are now going down inside the hill. Priest has got to go huge for the team. Has players and checkers, he's going to get dropped, and now, well, Envy's inside. They're in a great spot to win this match.
And Aches with a great cross of anyone from FaZe coming off spawn, trying to push in towards the A hill. That may relieve a little bit of pressure for Team Envious. The kills once again all in favor of the boys in blue. FaZe down to their final 5 lives. They need to push in. A is being capped by Team Envious. They have 2 ticks this in, but Faze can't find an entryway whatsoever. The fight coming in from Assault. There's one. Will he find the second? No, he won't. But again, trade's not going to be good enough as Priester finally jumps in. The grab slam to no avail. Faze with just one life left. Down goes Attach, and Team Envious make it a series.
No 3-0s here, no sir, not on the world champs. A fantastic game to control at the end, and I think the biggest thing for me, Ben, it was the specialists.
Yep, the effective use, the timing of them as well. Too much to handle there for Faze Clan, and you know, you talk about how this series has gone. Map number 1, yes, it goes to Faze. It was back and forth action up until the final 2 hills, a search and destroy, a round 11, and then of course Envious really showing a lot of control in game 3, but as it stands, Faze still with the advantage, 2-1 in the series.
It does look like Team Envy is managing to wake up a little bit there on Alpha, but over on Bravo, we have the debut of 100 Thieves versus Team Reciprocity.
I think that 100 Thieves did a good job in this offseason. I think they managed to get, in my opinion, the second strongest team on paper, skill-wise, behind Luminosity. Like, this team's incredible on paper. If they can put it together, I could easily see them taking this event.
I totally agree. They had a bit of a shaky start in this matchup. We had Reciprocity, excuse me. Ooh, Reciprocity. That's going to be a team name. We're going to get there by the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen. But Rec had a great start, and it wasn't until Octane hit some maybe 3 or 4 incredible Tempest shots to completely turn this one around in the second hill on the second rotation. And now, all of a sudden, 100 Thieves are looking fantastic. Like, their pulls went out. Zed with a nice 3-piece there. This is a very, very high-skill game so far to watch. This has been a treat. From start to finish, this has been a blast. I'm already loving this squad.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so much slaying power on the side of 100 Thieves. It's going to be tough for Reciprocity to go up against a team like this and Respawn. I would expect Reciprocity to have to take the search and destroys and, you know, maybe steal that control to take the series off them. But with 100 Thieves, it's like pick your poison. Who's going to go off on what map? Octane's going off right now. That could very well be Slash or Kenny at any moment. And right now, yeah, they're doing very well. But like you said, it started off, Reciprocity looked pretty good, but now 100 Thieves is just steamrolling through.
I'm excited for the future of the tournament for Reciprocity because I'm really intrigued by them adding an Australian to their roster. Right. It's the first time that's happened, right?
This is the first time this ever happened. This is now the champions of the Commonwealth right here. Just, I hereby dub thee champs of the Commonwealth. But yeah, I think this is going to be a good squad. Den's obviously he's a fantastic player from APAC. He's been a standout, a real standout for as long as I can remember. So, you know, I'm excited to see how he performs. And again, I think he's in there with a good bunch. You know, Tommy's a great leader. Zed had a really fantastic year last year on World War II. Shawnee's a beast, let's face it. And
I love Shawnee.
Wuskin really became, you know, one of my favorite players to watch towards the end of the year. That Unilad roster was so fun. They were so exciting to watch. And, you know, this is already a good sign.
Do you think this team has a ceiling, like how high these guys can go?
I think they could be really good. Last year, Unilad was one of my favorite teams to watch. They played with so much intensity, right? I love the intensity they bring to the table. And Shawnee and Wuskin, they're very consistent players. And I thought last year, towards the end of the year, Shawnee started to become a standout player on that roster. He started to play so good. And I'm excited to see what they can do here, especially having Dens on this team. I'm used to seeing Dens on that Mind Freak roster, and I want to see how he plays with new teammates. But right now, it's looking pretty slow for Reciprocity.
That's one interesting thing to note is like, what does it look like when you take a player out of their region entirely? How do they fit in with another region? How do they fit in with playstyles? How do they fit in culturally? You know, like I think England and the UK and Australia, they're relatively similarly culturally. What is it going to be like though when, like in playstyles? Dens is such a standout player in Australia. Is he going to be a standout here? Is he going to make as big a difference on this roster, or is he kind of just going to fold in and be kind of just another brick in the wall at this point?
It depends on what you're set up for, right? Like. On a team like this, I would anticipate them to kind of play around him and maybe Wuskin, set them up to slay. But right there, 100 Thieves making quick work. Good map out of them.
Absolutely, and now we're back to Alpha because it is map 3 with Ben and Chance.
Thank you very much, KT, as we head over towards this hardpoint frequency. As the fans face on 2-1 up. And Envious with a fantastic game 3. They're going to start game 4. Pretty much where they left off here, Chance. A nice early lead.
Working on that reverse sweep. It's worth pointing out, in the first hard point, there was a ton of hills where a team loses one hill, but they get the rotations the next, and so far, that's what, well, it's going to be what FaZe is attempting to do. Yes, the first hill did not go great for them, but they're picking up scrap time, and more importantly, the rotation is going to be there. But Priester, a lot of pressure's on him. You see all those blue airs are going to swarm. He's going to get tagged up from it, and he just dips. He just leaves him. See if he can make a play, and they're going to get caught out. Assault eventually makes the read, and now Zuma's the one in the back. He gets traded, and all of a sudden, well, FaZe, they had the opportunity, but now it looks like Assault, at the very least, is blocking the spots.
Yeah, he's blocking, but for how long? Not long enough. The instant challenge comes through from Methods. Faze should have the advantage. And we'll see how Team Envious is going to try and attack this hill. The early couple of kills is definitely going to be helpful, but as we said, Faze still controlling the spawn, so the resources will be there very, very quickly as Envy flies straight through the front door, looking for more kills. They're going to have to shut down Attach as he finds himself one. A team kill does come through as well, and now you can see the effect that's going to happen. Faze starts spawning out.
And they know exactly what was going to happen. Aches, number 9 on the minimap, he turned exactly. He knew where Faze was going to spawn, knew they put enough pressure on the hill, but obviously it doesn't really matter in the end when Faze is able to get control. And now, of course, the spawns have completely flipped, but at the same time, the spawns aren't great, but if you get inside the hill, 20 seconds of scrap is a pretty solid amount of time, and it looks like they're going to be able to get it in the rotation as well. They're winning that. They're on the other side of the map. Envy is everywhere.
That's the key for Assault and also his teammate App to stay alive at this side of the map. Your other teammates on the flip side that played for the scrap did very, very well. So they should be good to pick up the time. And you can see Faze still spawning on the old hill there. It's going to be attached with a long, long journey on his feet, as well as going to be Zoomer spawning out. So for Envy, this is a good chance to really start to give yourself a big, big lead in this hard point.
Just both teams constantly spawning each other out, constantly blocking spawns, just all over the place. But now you got Silly inside the hill. He's got the Sog again. Him and Apathy did make that switch, and he's doing damage with it as well. He's just being a nuisance right here. Just stay alive. Keep on peeking out. Stop those players from coming down. You can see Hugh, he's on the wing, helping out Silly. So Silly, he can be wherever he needs. He needs to go top window, he's going to be there. Hugh, if he needs to push up, he can do that. Faze is having so much trouble getting through. They do get the back spawn, but so much time has already gone the way of Envy.
That's the key. 20 seconds of time still left, and it looks like it's good for Team Envious. They really have to defend one more push as Silly just flies at Zuma. No respect whatsoever. Point contested. App will fall, but it's only going to be 10 seconds. Envy with a nice lead, 81 to around about, what, 51 when the hill rotates.
And what a fantastic hold that was again. That started out with them spawning out at the hill before that, but that's the past. We're looking towards the future, and Envy has won the rotation. They're in the hurl early, and now Apathy, again, the Maddox player, he's taking these long-range gunfights. This is what he needs to do. Make the adjustments, and it seems to be treating him well. Huke up top, at least gets one kill before he dies. Envy holding strong.
The one thing you'd like to see if you're a boys in blue fan is potentially some streaks, right? They're really stringing together a bit of momentum here, but streaks could seal the deal for this map. They have double Faze cleanse points. Still plenty of time to go, though. As attacks challenges, and Aches manages to put some damage down, I believe. However, though, both players still alive. The consistent trades come through. 25 seconds left. Aches springs into life in the hill. He finds one. Methods goes down. Hardpoint contested once again, though. The final 20 seconds, and Aches playing lights out Call of Duty right now.
And again, that is just such a fantastic hold. Faze was literally pinching from every single angle, and they made the perfect reads. They're working on specialists. They're ahead of the game. It's a snowball effect. If you get the kills early on, you're going to be building them up, and Yuke is building all the momentum he can.
And I really want to see here Aches invest the War Machine to get him streaks. Perfectly done, but he has to now find the kills to come with the War Machine. You see him 135 away from streaks. A couple of picks would do it. Freeze's gonna fly in. He probably has to grab some. I think you have to recognize that, but the kills still come through. Aches gets himself a lightning strike as well. Straight back out to the Maddox. Can he find anything else? Attached mid-map, of course. Gonna throw the nade just for safety, if nothing else. Bear in mind, whilst Aches is going on this rampage, Team Envy is getting all this hill time. Aches still looking to try and find that tier 3 streak.
If he gets this next streak, that is just gonna be so difficult for Faze to deal with. That is not gonna be a happy spot. And of course, you got Yuke, by the way, got the gravity spikes. He's gonna get shut down. Aches still looking for more.
80
and now
points.
this is it. 1 kill away, and he's going to get a strike team. And again, that is just, as far as I'm concerned, pretty much game over.
You have to really rely heavily here, though, if you're Aches on Apathy with a good rotation over towards New. Instead, he's going to have to invest a streak. Looking just 50 points away. He's going to be so close. At least a kill with the Lightning would do it. But no, not going to get it just yet. A Hellstorm still available to invest, but the lead is absolutely massive. The nade is going to miss. He's looking for the plus 50. Doesn't even matter. He gets himself a strike team. This is a 2-time world champ. Lighting up your main stage, trying to force Envy to a game 5. And Faze, they have been outgunned. They have been outclassed here in game 4.
And this is going to be fun to watch. The sniper's nest, not too hard to shoot down. The attack chopper, it's not fun to deal with, but it's manageable. The strike team, it can be brutal. Those are some super. You just called in 2 more Hukes on the map, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
they are tough to deal with.
Pretty powerful, that's for sure. And bear in mind, you still have another Huke as well to deal with as he finds one. Aches is having the map of his life, 19 and 8. Double positive, and already you can see Envy's intent, thinking about the rotations with still 25 seconds left in it.
And I'm trying to keep track. I think that's 4 kills so far coming in from the strike team. I believe it might be more. I'm not sure, and they're going to stay on the map as well. And Hey, and that's number 5 on Methods. Priest has pulled out the Rampart, which is just, there's so much going on, man. But of course, Envy, just a massive lead attached. He's trying to do what he can with the Tempest to keep him at bay, but again, it's just so tough at this point to deal with, man.
This is a super important play, though, because he's trying to anchor the small ones, but sadly misses the crucial shot. You still have Crowder in the hill with a War Machine. He's firing off left and right, finds himself a double for now. Faze will stay alive, and there is a potential for a comeback, but one thing's for sure, Crowder needs to get his streaks. 185 away from a Lightning, pulls away from the hill, looking for a couple of picks. Of course, the strike team's still up on the map.
And it's everything burned as well. That's Vision gone, Tempest gone, War Machine gone. I think 6 kills now from that strike team again. It's just, they're so difficult to deal with, Ben, and like, I don't know if these players even...
Oh no, oh no. That's not gone well. That sums up this map. Yep.
I was gonna say, I don't even know if these guys have launchers set up on their classes to potentially deal with them. I'm not sure what they have at their disposal, but Envy, they have everything they could possibly need. Aches is just insane right now, has the most time in the hill, has the most kills in the lobby. He's killing himself, but it doesn't matter because he's taking Zuma with him. What a fantastic performance so far from Envy. Their holds have been pristine.
216 to 88. Envy, flawless hardpoint is silly now. Being aggressive, 340 away from a streak of his own. Attach will shut him down, but this feels almost like a victory lap. And once again, it seems fitting. The first game of Black Ops 4 that I cast heads to a game 5.
It's always got to be game 5.
Always got to be game 5, Chance. Get ready, because we're in for a long year, brother.
Well, you know, FaZe could still make this comeback. I mean, what's 130 points,
yeah.
really? You know, it's
happening, right?
2+ minutes in the hill. Envy's got control. Assault's got a Tempest, and he's using it pretty well. I will say, again, similar to last map, the specialist usage has been pretty fantastic for Envy. You got the War Machine that helped get you streaks, which obviously you get a strike team, you just kind of win the game. You got a Tempest putting in work. It's Envy doing everything right. What more can you say?
Potentially going for that reverse sweep. Faze started off so well, and let's not forget how close that game 2 search was as well. Goes the distance, round 11. We could be in for a nail-biting game 5 if you're a FaZe fan or Team Envious fan. But one thing's for sure, this game 4 not close in the slightest. As Crowder trying to just keep FaZe alive for an extra few moments, but realistically, this could be the hill where this map comes to an end.
At the same time, you got a couple streaks on board. They're trying to work on the comeback. FaZe does not have no in their heart. They're going to do everything they can. Of course, the problem is plenty of time on the hill, but Envy currently have the better spawns for them. So they're going to need to get pretty much a 5-man wipe. You got to push through. He's having to use the Lightning Strike, and they're just going to get cleaned up. Envy's going to be inside the hill. The Lightning Strike is only able to find one. Priest is inside. The beatdown doesn't quite finish on him, but he's got to contest, and there's just so much to do. And Envy, it looks like they should be strong a couple more seconds.
I mean, the problem you have for FaZe, if you're trying to mount one of the greatest comebacks in Call of Duty history, if you're Envy, you can just play for scrap time, right? You need 3 more points. You can fly the hill with 4 seconds left, 5-man push it, and you don't even have to worry about the spawns for new. That's the problem, of course, that FaZe Clan would have in the new hill about to pop. Envy's ready and waiting. Methods will contest, but War Machine rattles through. Aches finds one. Envy in the hill. Envy seal the deal here in game 4, and the reverse sweep is on.
And with the first strike team we have seen of the Black Ops 4 season, shout out to Patty P for getting it done. And I will say it makes perfect sense to use on this map. The Sniper's Nest, the Chopper, a little bit tougher on this map because of how much you can stay indoors. The strike team, though, they just run you over.
Yes, they really do. Just run straight through you. Of course, Aches turned up in the control and just did not slow down as he went into that game 4 hardpoint. A great performance from him, statistically speaking, and also even in terms of the hill time he was able to get. A wonderful performance from our 2-time champ Aches. But more importantly for Team Envious, after going 2-0 down in the series, they've managed to tie things up. We're heading over to a game 5 search and destroy on Arsenal.
The Call of Duty World League is presented by PlayStation 4, the official platform of the CWL. Scuff Gaming, the official controller of the CWL. And Republic of Gamers, the official monitor of the CWL.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CWL Las Vegas. It's only the second series of day one, and we're already going to a game 5, FaZe Clan versus Team Envious. It started off FaZe winning 1 and 2. Now the reverse sweep, very much a potential here for Team Envious as we head over to that game 5 search and destroy in Arsenal.
And when I think of just how Envy has been winning these maps, I've been focused on the specialists. They have just been vastly better than their opponent, at least in the past 2 maps. So that's where I'm going to have my attention focused. Once we start getting to these later rounds in S&D, who's going to use them better?
Yeah, the way they've used them, the timing of their use as well has been just significantly better all around. But you have to think about that first search and destroy we saw very, very close. It was just trading rounds back and forth until FaZe made a pretty big comeback. Let's not forget, it was Envy that had the advantage in that gridlock search before FaZe win, I think it was 2 or 3 rounds back to back and took it in that round 11.
Or, if you want to ignore the specialist, if Patty P can get another strike team,
I mean,
round 11, call in 2 extra players, like, you will be good to go. Of course, Arsenal, I don't know. You don't have to use the strike team. A lot of it's open. You're probably going to put on the sniper assist. Or the drone squad in S&D is very nice to have. So we're going to see a strike team? I hope not. If we do, though, oh my God, that'd be hysterical.
I would love to see it from Pat. You just never know what you're going to get from him. That's for sure. But as we said, game 5, search and destroy for Envy. Looking to complete a reverse sweep here on FaZe Clan, who are 2-0 up. The first search was very slow, very methodical. You really could appreciate the strategies from both 2 teams, but we are underway. Arsenal, search and destroy, kicking things off on board with Priest.
In FaZe, in a similar style to what we saw in Gridlock, spreading the map, playing for picks, waiting for Envy to make a mistake, and right now you see Envy. A ton of pressure over on this A side. They only have 1 player over towards B, and FaZe, they might be able to make the move. It's actually the exact same on Gridlock, where it's Aches the one spotting for information, finds a couple players, and then his team rat back. There's number 1, and there's a hit marker. Aches is tougher than most of us.
And that's what I was worried about, right? You saw Crowder snipe in the first search, and sniping for that opening pick. Very strong. What's interesting is he also is the bomb carrier here for FaZe Clan, so he's going to try and get that down, and now it's going to be so hard for him to back away, but luckily he has the support of Zuma. Crowder still going to be there, manages to at least take 1 down with him, and finds himself a sub, goes for the second challenge, shut down. Teammates firing over his shoulder, 3 versus 2 in favor of FaZe.
And Priest is going to be so tough for Envy to deal with. He can flank if he wants to waste time, and his teammate's going to be able to call out, but they're just going to call out dead because they're getting the kills, but Attach doesn't get the second, so the flank does come in. A very solid round right there for FaZe.
I think the important thing that happened in that round was after Replay's planted the bomb, he had Zoomer covering him on the bomb as well. Zoomer trades out, and Replay still, with nothing but the Mozu, finds a kill, also managed to get a ton of damage down onto the second. Played that perfectly.
And it was tough to tell. I think it was Silly that kind of tossed the stun in to get the check. If that only hits 1 player, if he doesn't get the information, oh, surprise, you got a second player there. But, you know, who knows what happened in that situation from every single perspective. But again, pretty solid round for FaZe, and that's even when you're getting hit markers with the sniper.
I'll be curious to see if maybe anyone from Team Envious wants to try and counter the sniper rifle play that we're seeing here from Crowder. All right, you're dead. Oh, okay.
That's a good angle.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good angle, actually, yeah. First blood in there for Crowder.
It does help if you don't like getting hit markers. You just shoot him in the face, and you take him down. And it's also a great way to kill somebody. Just use a cluster nade. Land it right on their feet. They're going to die. You got the 4v4. Now, of course, Zuma doing what he does best, working on the flank.
Again, the important part here. Zuma in the flank, but it's Crowder with the sniper rifle who just delays and buys his teammates so much time. Zuma gets his life traded out. Now Method's attacking from the stairs. What's he going to spot? 3 versus 3. Envy looking to tie things up once again. It's going to be Apathy, sneaky, beaky light coming from the vents. Finds 1, 2v2, 24 seconds left on the clock. And if Silly falls here, App's in a whole different world of pain.
They're just staring at him.
He's defusing the bomb. App's going to have to win the gunfight. Oh, and that's the problem. Silly falling there was the worst thing that could possibly happen to App. There's obviously 2 ways out. You're not going to wrap all the way through mid-map from vents, and it left App in a horrible position. Could he have pre-fired the bomb? Maybe, but at that point, he still has to try and find the second kill, and there was enough time for him to just hop on the bomb.
And it had no impact on the round, but it's strange, so I'm going to point it out. I'm pretty sure Zuma didn't have dead silence that round. It at least sounded like he was much louder than he normally is. It sounded loud. So I don't know if that's the case. It had 0 impact on the round, but that's just crazy if that's true.
Yeah, traded out his life, but another good round coming in there from FaZe Clan, a 2-0 advantage. As I see you just trying to keep glance for some perks, but we'll see if we can check that out. Again, we'll be on board with Methods here from FaZe Clan. I think on the attacking side, we saw a B hit round number 1 where bomb went down and was successfully defended. It's like Bomb, a similar way. Aches, same as before, the man scouting for the info.
He's picking a new angle, though. He's trying not to get sniped this time. He's not going to trust just getting hit markered every round. And it's going to be Zumi he's dealing with. Doesn't quite find the kill. And he does get out with his life. But
Are you sure about that?
It does slow down the push. Now he goes back to the place where Replay shot him, or Crowder, shot him last time. Still, though, no one has fallen. Concussion gets burned.
Crowder hits these. Told you.
Just shoot him in the head.
Yep, it just makes life so easy. Zoomer on bomb as well. Crowder watching from above. 5 versus 3. Advantage Faze. Envy looking for a pick desperately. And Zoomer's just going to sit there, so thank you very much. Maybe a bit of a needless push there. Of course, bomb now will be being planted. 4 versus 2. Almost impossible here for Envy to try and push through the front. Crowder will go down. It's Hook that wants the challenge, and Hook feeling himself getting a little aggressive here.
Doesn't quite get the kill, and of course, Priest is working on the flank, so Envy, they're going to have to surge forward, and they're going to try what they can, but Priest is going to be there. Again, the same strategy they used before on offense. He waits for his teammates to say, hey, they're pushed up, they're near the bomb, the pressure's here, we need you now. Shows up, get some free kills, pad those stats a little bit.
Crowder again with the snipe. Aches tries to play a similar angle, and like I said, Crowder doesn't miss those snipes.
And he waited for it too. I don't think Zuma had the information. He had to dip away when he was one shot. He didn't see Aches slid back. That's just Crowder making the read. He knows what's going to happen later on in these rounds. It's a common spot. He had the patience to find those kills, and Faze looking great so far in this game 5.
They're really starting to run away with things here. 3-0, the advantage. As Envy go back on the attacking side, it looks like they want to go for a B hit, but there's plenty of Faze Clan resources here ready and waiting to defend.
Super deep trophy they put in as well, or shallow, I guess would be the better way to say it. I don't know if that's going to have an impact, but worth keeping in mind. Envy, all these players stacked up. They have one guy watching the flank, and we know Priest has been doing it time and time again.
And you wanted to ask about Zoomer's dead silence. Does not have it.
Very loud.
Loud indeed, but concussion's going to go out. It does hit. Now does he want to try and push? For Team Envious, they have to back away. Time is against them here, though. Do bear that in mind. They are on the attacking side. Need to get the bomb down. 45 seconds left. Priest have made one shot. Kill not going to come through. So we're still ready and waiting on the B bombers. Envy just dancing around as of yet. Still waiting for the first blood.
And I mean, how do you break through? You got guys on bomb, guys in the hallway. Methods you just posted up in the back. And if you try to break through, which Envy is starting to try to slip through the middle map as Methods is winning the kills. Priest has been here the whole time. He found one. He gets the second. He gets his streak before he gets dropped, but they'll take the round win. Unless Silly can do the impossible. 1v4, 15 seconds left. Can he do it? No.
No,
Definitely
he cannot. And that's just Envy lingering around, waiting for that first pick, waiting for the first blood to come through, and it just doesn't come.
And I guess the plan was they were kind of turtled up a little bit. They threw out that first concussion. That was going to be the opening move, but what does Faze have waiting next to all their players? They have the trophy there. It takes it down. They're perfectly safe. They're on every head glitch in the book, and like Faze's strategy, use the sniper. Get that guy in the back. That's your opening move forward. Of course, Envy, they didn't have that round. It's just gunfight on gunfight, and it's a tough one to win. And again, Faze, they're just running away with it.
And to your point, Crowder using the sniper rifle both on the attack and defense is really opening things up here for Faze. As it looks like he's once again going to make his way, surprise, surprise, over towards the B site. And note what happens this time. Aches doesn't want anything to do with the B site. They give it up completely. And now if you're Envy, you have to hit that fast flank. You have to do something. As Priest is also going to call the lightning strike. That's going to find one advantage Faze. They have steamrolled through Team Envious here in Game 5.
The play calls for Aches to not get picked, but what does the pick come in from? The lightning strike, and then they find another one as well, and then the bomb still goes down. Stun v stun.
I'll just no-scope him.
Just going to slow everybody down. You definitely want the pistol. It's basically an SMG. You can rip heads with it, but not if you get team shot. The one player does get baited out for Priesta, again, being annoying in elevators. Knows Huke's on bomb. He's behind enemy lines. He's going to get another kill. He gets traded, but it doesn't really matter unless Assault can go huge.
Good read, but
no,
not enough health and couldn't heal in time. Methods cleans him up. Another round for Faze. Just when you thought this Game 5 could be close, Faze had other ideas. 5-0, the advantage in the search.
The best way to get reverse sweeps is to go down 5-0 and then get the full sale. I don't think that was Envy's game plan.
No, I don't think it was either.
No, probably not, but what options do they have at this point? Because Faze is just trucking on through. The original strategy just seemed to be better. They were on point. Now they have, well, they had streaks to back as well. They're getting close to specialists, like everything.
I don't want to speak too soon, but Aches has been a part of both 5-0 comebacks in Search and Destroy online.
And we'll probably have 2 as well at the end of the day. Still only going to be 2.
Just throwing that out there. Just, you know, Food for thought, gents. Food for thought. It doesn't look anything like that's going to be possible, though, just with the tempo. But all 5-0 comebacks that happen have to start somewhere, and it's going to be this first round. Zoomer already spots one. Gets him to one shot again. So that sounds. His methods will be traded out 4v4.
And keep in mind, in this doorway, Priest, he's got the gravity slam. There's an open slide on through. Go for it. Finds nothing except death. We will see in the next round.
I don't want to call him out, but that's not the first poor grab slam we've seen from Priest of this series. He's had a couple of really suspect grab slams, and that's another one.
Honestly, it's good play. He just got baited. Like, it makes perfect sense what he's trying to do. Envy, they just had the perfect positioning. Of course, a 4v3, all players are kind of turtled up in mid, and it is kind of tough for them to deal with because, again, all the angles are covered right now. You got a player by B. Crowder finds the pick over at A and attach. Well, he's watching the push through. He's giving the information to Crowder, so everyone knows what they need to do. And of course, attach, working on the timing, and Zoom is finding a pick. They were all turtled up in map, and it looks like this is still going to be a round on board. Unless Silicon goes huge. A 1v2, but plays it back. 1v1, but does get dropped, and again, Faze. It got scary for a second.
Yeah.
Until it was a hot 6-0.
An emphatic win in game 5, 6-0, and it just shows you what you can expect from this Faze clan lineup. The sniping utility that Replays or Crowder can provide really makes the teams kind of think on their toes ahead, and you're going to need to adapt. That's for sure, because Faze of Search and Destroy definitely solid so far here at this event.
I also want to say, we talked about how Envy, their specialists are great. That's helping them win those games 3 and 4. They didn't even get a chance to earn them in the final game. Faze, they never gave them the opportunity.
Yeah, that's a very good point. When a Search and Destroy ends 6-0, if you're losing 6-0, you're definitely not going to have a chance to earn those specialists. But in terms of a recap from what we've seen from Team Envious, I think a lot of people kind of went coming into this event, yeah, there's potential there, that's for sure, but they weren't really sure how to rate them. From what you've seen so far, impressed?
Still a great team. I think both Faze and Envy are teams that are capable of winning an event. Again, ton of champions. You got the world champions in the side of Envy. It's just a tough first matchup. It is the first game on LAN, at least in this environment, in tournament setting, that they've played. You got to get the jitters out, and it comes down to like that round 11 game too. Envy's going to say like, hey, if we just clutch that one up, we win the series, no love lost. That's what it takes at this level. You have to win those round 11s.
Yeah, good point, good point. And in terms of Faze on the flip side there, dominating game 5, that's for sure. You look at their control play, however, definitely maybe a room for improvement.
Well, again, it's just a tough team to go against. Like, yeah, you say room for improvement, maybe just one bad round. I will say, I think Methods played fantastic. Priest had some just disgusting games, and as a team, well, at least on Arsenal S&D, they clearly know what they're doing. So, again, either one of these teams, we're going to be seeing them on Sunday. Expect them to have deep runs.
Well, there's a look at our series layout once again. Faze with the 3-2 victory, and there's one man who impressed in game 5, and I want to hear from him, the man himself, Mr. Crowder. We consider that a PlayStation Instant Reaction with Crowder.
Thanks, Ben. So after you started off that series hot, dropped the control and the second hard point, and then you guys just came in hot for that final S&D. What was the energy of the team like?
I mean, the energy never really changed. I mean, we lost those two maps, and we just still shake it off. It's behind us, and just focus up for this last map.
Looking at this event as a whole, it's a new season, new title. Where's your head at?
I mean, I love this game. I think it's really fun. We all enjoy playing it, so I'm super excited, and I'm super confident.
All right, well then finally, along the lines of new things, I see that you do have a new name. You're no longer Replays. Can you talk a little bit about that change?
There was a lot of confusion with the other Replays in Faze. He's a Fortnite player. He's really good at that. So I got like a lot of mixed Fortnite fans and COD fans all at the one time. So I figured I'd just go by my last name. People call me that anyway. So.
Great, cleared up a little of that confusion. All right, well thank you so much for the interview. This has been your PlayStation Instant Reaction. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back after this quick break.
do amp game fuel. Level up the game.
We are back here at CWL Las Vegas, and we are trucking through these pools right now, guys.
That's what we like to see. Vegas has been a blast, and it's only going to get juicier and more succulent the longer we leave it in the oven, and by the end of the day, it's going to be good to go.
Can't talk like that. We're all hungry.
So hungry.
Yeah, so let us actually bring up these pools and take a quick look at what's going on. Of course, now A and C are working through their pools, and I mean, do you have any? Give me your thoughts, Beck.
United struggled at the start of that Mind Freak series. It caught me off guard.
Yeah.
Had Mind Freak won the round 11 versus United, that could be a whole different thing, a whole different picture.
Imagine if they were to win that round 11, they would have went up 2-0.
They would have went up 2-0 on United.
And like when you're up 2-0, you're shook. You're like, wow, do we suck, guys? Like, what's going on here? But United, they're able to turn it around and get that win. 100 Thieves should be able to pick up this win against Reciprocity. It did have a very close second map.
Oh,
they lost the second map.
They lost the second map. They lost the second map.
Surge
but they should be able to win that.
It was a huge surge. Wuskins went insane with Tempest. I mean, we can catch a replay of that at some point. Like, that was unbelievable. Like, single-handedly won the round for him. But this series is already looking great.
Right, and speaking of that, we are going to get back into Bravo now. Of course, 100